Hello and welcome to a bit of a misty, murky, damp morning here in still beautiful Nova Scotia. You've caught me picking raspberries, autumn fruiting raspberries. One of those beautiful treats at this time of year. You don't think about it all the way through the year, you just see this green bush growing up, then all of a sudden there's stacks and stacks of these beautiful raspberries coming up. Now, I often get a bit of a problem here in Nova Scotia because we often get a frost towards late September, and these raspberries don't normally, for me anyway, start fruiting until towards the end of September, hence the autumn fruiting raspberry routine. But this year they have come on really quickly, even though we've had a lot of rain. Maybe that's it. The lots and lots of water, etc., that we've had have brought me what I think is a bumper harvest so far, and it's still looking great. And even better, the forecast for the sort of early autumn time is for us to have a bit of a warmer than average autumn here in Nova Scotia, which means that I may be enjoying these for a few weeks longer than normal. And that also means the tomatoes that are still not ripe around the garden could have that little bit of extra time before the frosts come to sort of ripen up for me. Anyway, enough of me rabbiting on without showing you around the garden. Why don't we have a little look to see what's going on in the garden at this time of the year? Obviously things are slowing down, but there are still things going on, new things growing. So why don't we have a look? So starting here in the raspberry patch, as you can see, we've got lots and lots of raspberries coming, and the bees are doing their wonderful job pollinating all the flowers, providing me with some more raspberries. Lots of raspberries coming here at various stages of ripeness, and I've just picked all sort of today, so I'm getting a real good bowlful every single day at the moment, and I'm looking here, I should be getting that for the next few weeks to come. So down here, just by the raspberry bush, I've still got some chard. Got a little bit of chard. I need to replant my chard actually, but I've also got my second planting of bush beans. That's a bit of a knackered one, but yeah, 1, 2, small bush there, another couple of bushes there, so I've got about 6 bushes, and they're just fruiting nice for me now. So, and I'm going to be doing a little video on how to preserve these for a few months. Be blanching and freezing these ones. I've also still got what's left of tomatoes that are hanging on. The leaves are all a bit diseased. I need to cut those off, but still got lots of bunches on here, although I am getting the problem because of the damp. Where are we? Let's have a look on another. I've pulled them all off. Splitting, as you can see. So a lot of the fruit are splitting at the moment, so I'm having to pull them off a little bit early, like that, and then sort of ripen them in a brown bag. But these ones that are splitting, that's okay for cooking dishes anyway. So I've still got lots of these tomatoes, cherries still coming, and on here, lots of them down here. All a bit messy around here, but still lots of fruit coming along. And I'm going to leave them. No frost for the next few weeks. I need to cut off these. See, all these growing tips now, we don't want these taking the energy away. I want all the energy left in these plants to be going into the actual fruit themselves. See, there's some splitting there, but that's okay. That will go in a dish, no worries. What else we got? So there's the asparagus, garnering all its strength for next year, and I'll leave that till the frosts and it turns brown, and then I'll cut that all right back, ready for the shoots for next year. Looking good. Like I said, more tomatoes here. And I'm going to clear these out actually in the next week or so, because I've been hanging them on, obviously because of all the fruit that we've still got on here. But I want to be planting broccoli in here, so I want to clear all of this away and get some broccoli in. So that's that bed. Still lots of tomatoes to be going there. And here we've got carrots. So these are hopefully going to be nice juicy carrots for me. Some of them for even Christmas Day. So I'm going to leave them like this, obviously at the moment. Again, with a nice warmish autumn forecast, I can leave them like this. And they don't mind a bit of frost. In fact, well, you know, once the roots are formed, you know, actually a bit of frost sweetens up the carrots, so that's okay. But I might, depending on what the weather is forecast, you know, late November, December, cover this with some sort of protection, some sort of cloche, just to give them a little bit more protection, and then put a nice mulch. Now they're growing up now, I'm going to put a nice leaf mould mulch around the actual carrots to give them that little bit of extra protection. But there, carrots are coming up nicely now. That's good. Here we've got some mostly Rio Grande tomatoes, and they are very late ripening, but we've still got lots in here. Again, I can keep them on here. I might cut some of these smaller ones off because I don't think they're really gonna grow much more, but we'll see. But in between that, in the meantime, I have been sowing some lettuce, as you can see here and here. I've moved some of these, and there's some Asian greens. I need to separate a lot of this here, but got them growing now. So then when the tomatoes are done, I can just cut the tomatoes off at the ground, and the lettuce, etc., are growing on. And again, later on, I probably won't give these protection actually, because I've got I'll be having lettuce, etc., growing in the greenhouse, so I can just use these for the next few months once they start producing. Here's my cut flower bed, still producing nicely. The beautiful cosmos, throwing them out, the agastache. I'm just letting this grow on now and have some nice flowers for the birds still. Sunflowers, I'm just picked a vase of those, as you can see. Beautiful, producing me left, right and centre, and the squirrels are loving them. As you can see, and I'll show you the big sunflower later, but there's a squirrel enjoying some of my sunflower. Hopefully he doesn't have it all, because I want some of those seeds, but there you go. That's the whole point of being an organic gardener, is to sort of, not just my health, but bringing in the actual wildlife around here, and giving them something to live on as well. More, I think that's rocket there, and I'm going to put some spinach here, and I'll be showing you. I've been growing the spinach, and that is going to go in these bits here. Strawberry bed, that needs a clean up really, get rid of some of these runners, etc. But that cage, actually, I might be moving that over to act as some sort of barrier for some other stuff, but we'll see. And I think that is it. I had blackberries here, and that was a bit of a story. One minute I had blackberries, and then I think the next minute the squirrels had them all away, so I didn't really enjoy any blackberries this year. I'm going to have to find a solution for that next year. Lots of nice oregano, or oregano as you North Americans call it, and some mint still. Beautiful smelling mint. Oh, lovely. And the flowers producing lots of food for the bees, which is what we want. Right, let's move on to the next area. So not a great deal going on here, but this is the bed that's prepped for the garlic. So I'll be planting that up. What are we now? September, probably the end of next month, start of November. Depends what the weather forecast is. But that's garlic. And it was the scene, as well as this bed here, of the infamous raccoon thieves from my corn. I had lovely corn in this bed and this bed, and I actually had probably 50 to 60 corn growing nicely in these two beds. I managed to eat about 10 of them, and then the raccoons got in, and every single night, just as they were ripe, got in and robbed the absolute lot. So that was unbelievably disappointing, so that has got me thinking, and I've decided to completely redesign this from this bed onwards, and I'm going to create, because this bed here was when I first actually came to Nova Scotia, and it was already there, you know, and it's not really designed very well. It's too wide, you know, too long, and it's not high enough. So some of the things I can't grow in there. So I'm going to completely make this a whole new raised bed area, and I'm going to cage it. I'm going to cage it so that I can grow corn in there, and those pesky raccoons won't be able to get in. I might actually put fruit in there as well, so the blackberries might go in there. There's a good idea. So then the squirrels won't be able to get in there either if I put a roof on it, etc. And so that, yeah, not a lot really going on here now. I've got more asparagus there, and that asparagus is actually fruiting. I've not actually seen that before on my asparagus. There we go. This pear tree that was only sort of here as a stopgap while I found somewhere I'm going to plant that up this winter up in the actual orchard instead of one of the apple trees that I grew there. What else we got? So more tomatoes sort of fruiting away there. Oh, lots of grapes this year. Lots of grapes that are actually not very nice tasting. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all these grapes from now on. Maybe I'll see if they get better next year. Or maybe I'll take up wine making, because I've got 1, 2, I think I've got 3 here. So I don't know if that's enough to make a couple of bottles of wine. We'll see. Maybe try that next year. Here's some of the peppers. These are Mad Hatter peppers, as you can see. Bit late, so again, hopefully I'm going to be lucky this year, because there's lots of fruit on there now and they're doing well. I'm going to be lucky if the frosts don't come, and these might still keep producing. Got quite a few here, so I want to keep these going, don't I? So there's some peppers. This was onions, one of my big failures this year, and I'll be doing a bit of a sort of lessons learned. What have I failed? What's worked? Probably at the end of next month. Give things a bit more chance to sort of grow and see what's going on. More peppers that I threw in here, and some more onions that sets that I planted just a few weeks ago to grow on a bit longer. More peppers again, as you can see. Courgettes or zucchini, whatever you want to call them. They've been fruit. Oh look, I've done it again. I was just about to show you one that I didn't see. Look at the size of that. It's ridiculous. I would never normally let that grow that big, because it's becoming too watery and losing its taste to me. But and I've been past here a couple of times, and just obviously because it's green, just not noticed it. Ridiculous. So I better harvest that today. Lots of tomatoes. My outdoor San Mazzanos here, fruiting, lots of them. Absolutely wonderful. Letting them slowly, and hopefully quite a few of these will come to fruition all the way along here. And while we're around here, let's have a look in the greenhouse, because that's full of tomatoes as well. and they're doing really well. Look at that lot, beautiful. They've coloured even more than when I was looking earlier this morning. So lots of nice paste tomatoes there. These have done me really well this year, really good. Really pleased, and I haven't watered it that much. I'll tell you what, have a look down here at the earth, how much it's sunk now this year. This was basically up just below this sort of line here, and it sunk that much because of the logs, etc. they're in there that were filling it before. So that needs a good refilling this year. Some of these black crim have not liked it in here. They've got a bit of the old blossom end rot. So that's my fault there, not watering it enough, or irregular watering is the cause of, one of the main causes of blossom end rot. But the San Mazzanos have loved it in here. Not so good on my peppers this year. Not been paying enough attention really to them, not watering them enough, and when I had a bit of a breakout of whitefly earlier, I didn't treat that early enough, so they've got a bit of disease in there, but you know, they're still producing. So, you know, lessons learned. Next year, got to water them more, take more notice, feed them more, or just do proper gardening really. But you know, they're still producing. Again, here we've got the Mad Hatters, and these should still be going for the next few weeks, no worries, and I'll get some nice peppers out of there. So let's have a look outside. So this is my giant, chuffed to bits with this sunflower, and I'm sure yesterday that was full of seeds, the head, and obviously the squirrels have just got right amongst it, and I want some of these seeds because it's such a good sunflower. I want to keep them for next year. Beauty. There was one on the other side, but I'll show you that one fell down. Here's my tunnel, my bean tunnel, which has been producing profusely all summer. Here we've got some more runner beans in there still. Lots of flowers. Also had some sweet peas growing up there. It's got a bit out of hand now. I need to give that a bit of a chop up, but lots of nice runner beans still. And like I said, the same as the bush beans, I'm going to be doing and it's easy enough to actually preserve beans, blanch them and then freeze them, but I'll do a little video on that. More courgettes, zucchinis, and the yellow type. So lessons learned in here really. I don't need, obviously as usual I did too many, but in this bed I don't really want zucchini plants. I've got 1, 2 in here, and I might have even planted another one stupidly. It's not that big a bed. I want to be growing all different things, and you know, the big leaves on the courgette plant are you know, shading things out. So lessons learned, I'll keep that in another bed for next year. But again, some peppers in here, not really growing much. What we got? Oh, we've got some here. I think these are jalapenos. Maybe. Yes. Tomatoes growing away. So they're black crim again. Lots of cherries. All the way up there. Look. Got a random cucumber at the top there. Again, more runner beans. Beautiful. More San Mazzanos. And in here, so I've just picked a load of these yesterday. Lots of nice purple beans again. And what else we got in here? Not a lot else come in here, I don't think. But that's a nice sight, isn't it? A nice bunch of tomatoes. Beautiful. More cucumbers. Been growing far too many cucumbers, but I've been giving those away with friends, and they've all loved them. So I had another one of these sunflowers, massive. Look at the size of that. It's a beauty, isn't it? Right there. But in the winds the other day, it snapped off, and it was in full flower as well. It's a shame. But there we go. At the back here, more cucumbers, more zucchini, courgette. That's not flowering, that's just produced a couple there now. Trouble is now, the sun doesn't really hit this spot now. If we look up here, the trees are shading it from now until sort of March time. I wanted to show you that other ridiculous courgette that I missed. And I don't know how you sort of missed them. Where's it gone? Here it is. Look at the size of that. Absolutely ridiculous. And how do I miss that? I come past it every day and have a look. Thought, oh, it's not producing. But there we go. So that's my sort of mixed bed there. I like this area. It's looking a bit sort of messy now, but the trellis area, you know, with the beans going over, the hummingbirds like it, the bees like it, lots of different things going on, sort of like a mini food forest really, and that's good. So let's have a look at the last area, my top greenhouse. As we're walking along here, might as well have a look at the flower bed. That's really pleased with that sort of flower bed this year. It's looking a bit raggedy now, but been lots of beautiful flowers, and now's the time of the dahlias showing off, and some asters down there. More beautiful dahlias, and these have been going for weeks and weeks and weeks. The black-eyed Susan here have been going absolutely superb, really wonderful. Oh, is that a monarch? I believe it was. Here it comes. Where's it gone? Can we get it? Look at that. Absolute stunner. Go on, wave your wings. There you go. Right, back to the greenhouse. Here's the greenhouse. Excuse the mess. Been doing a bit of woodwork for the kitchen the last couple of weeks. As you can see, bit of pallet action. Really pleased with that. But to the greenhouse. So I've got, these are a bit leggy, but they'll be all right. A lot of what we got here: mustards and mizunas and different salads, some rocket. Here's the spinach that I'm going to be planting up, some down the bottom and some in here in the greenhouse. Here's the broccoli that I'm going to be planting up. Now check this out. So I've mostly been keeping these indoors, but I put them out every now and then. And the old cabbage white butterfly, amazing. Look, there's another one. Look, every day I come past and I think, right, I've got all the eggs, but no, manages to sort of secret a few away, and look, they're munching away on my poor old broccoli. But I think they'll be okay. I'll just keep on top of them. And I planted some of them in here already. So a bit of an experiment. So I've got some broccoli, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all along there. And my other experiment is some potatoes. I planted these a bit late, I know that, but again, might be okay with this warm forecast autumn, and obviously being in the greenhouse, to have some potatoes for Christmas. Still got some basil here, and some peppers still going, some jalapenos, more peppers at the back here. Cucumbers, been firing cucumbers out here all for the last few weeks, firing them out nearly every day. I've been able to pick one and giving away to somebody. And as you can see here, we've got another one ready. Look at that beauty. And I've already picked one today. Another one down there. I had a beautiful melon from there. last week. Look, another 3 cucumbers up there. So that's good, if you like cucumber. What else we got going on here? So, as you can see, it's been all sort of change. That video I did, took all the tomatoes down, done me really well. It's just got a few tomatoes left there to harvest. Got the broccoli at the back. I've got some potatoes there, and I've already started to put some lettuce in and some Asian greens, and they will grow up over the next few weeks. I've got some onions in here and here. What else? These tomatoes are going to be cutting them out tomorrow. More of these potatoes experiment that I've planted up. More onions. These Tiny Tim tomatoes. Now I'm leaving these in here because they've been prolific all the way through the summer, and again nice and warm. I think that I am going to get some more tomatoes out of these, so I'm going to leave them there for the minute. This basil's all on the off now, so I'll be pulling this all out tomorrow. More peppers. That looks a hottish one. Some beauties there. But there we go. More peppers and basil over there, but that's it. So there we go. A little look around the autumn optimistic veg garden. We're on a bit of a cusp now, aren't we? Still enjoying the fruits of summer. The tomatoes, lots of tomatoes coming through and lots ripening. Still got cucumbers and courgettes and the green beans behind me and the purple beans, etc. But now we're sort of moving over with the autumn fruiting raspberries and apples actually from the orchard. My sweet 16 apples, absolutely delicious. Just started eating those. But now, and also moving into the young plantings for the autumn season, and also thinking about closing up shop and planting the garlic, etc. So still lots to do in the garden over the next few months, and lots to enjoy. And one of those things about enjoying is obviously preserving all the fruits and all your hard work that you've been doing over the summer, so that it can last into the winter time, and you know, when your tomatoes are not there anymore. So next week I'm going to be doing a series of videos on preserving, extending your sort of harvest, preserving your harvest into the winter, different sort of recipes, looking at freezing, all that sort of stuff. So I'll be doing hopefully a video every single day next week, so look out for that. And then that'll allow me to enjoy the fruits of all this hard work over the next few months into the winter, in those dark, cold days, especially here in Nova Scotia when it gets a bit brass monkeys. But anyway, hope you enjoyed a little look around the autumn veg garden. Job is not completely a good one because I've got lots more work to do. See you later. Oh, but before that, I'm going to enjoy these beautiful raspberries. Delicious.